Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Hope you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIVS School. This is Emdadul, Assistant Teacher of Mathematics, National Ideal English Version School, Haque. Dear students, today I am going to conduct a higher mathematics class of class 9. Our today's topic is Chapter 14, Creative Question 1. This creative question I have made for you. Okay, dear students. In the last class, I have discussed the basic things of chapter 14, and depending on that basic, I have given a creative question in our today's class, and I will solve this question. Okay, dear students, let us see our today's class. This is our lecture 7, and homework number is also 7. So at first I will show you the question and then I will show you the solution. Dear students, now see, look here, creative question 1, CQ1 of chapter 14. Suppose David tossed a coin and thrown a dice successively. David tossed a coin and thrown a dice successively. First question, what is a random experiment? Dear students, in the last class I have discussed about the basic concepts of probability and all the terms needed in this chapter. There I have discussed the term random experiment. Okay, dear students, this means you have to write, in case of question A, you have to write the definition of random experiment, and you can write this from your book. This is given in your book at page 326. So solution of question A you will get from your book at page 326. Now question B, form, not from, this is form the probability tree for tossing a coin and throwing a dice successively by David. It means David tossed a coin and thrown a dice successively, and for that we have to draw the probability tree in question B. Now question C, determine the probability of getting tail on the coin and the number divisible by 3 on the dice from the experiment in B. It means that from the probability tree in B, this means the experiment in B, we have to determine the probability of getting tail on coin and the number divisible by 3 on dice. Okay, dear students, now I will solve question B and C here. As I have told you the solution of A, you will get at page 326. So only B and C I will solve here. So we can write A, solution of A, that is C page 326 of higher mathematics textbook. Solution of B. For the solution of B, we need to draw the probability tree. We need to form the probability tree. So at first we have to write tossing a single dice and throwing a single coin can be treated as tossing a single coin and throwing a single dice can be treated as a two-step process. In the first step, In the first step, At first we have to toss a coin. At first we have to toss a coin, as we need to do the experiment successively. So in the first step, the tossing of the coin will result in two possible outcomes, which are H means head, or T means tail. These are two possible outcomes when we toss a coin, and then we have to throw on dice. So we can write in the second step, six possible outcomes are possible. Six possible outcomes are possible, which are here six possible outcomes. It means that if we throw a dice, we will get the outcomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now we will draw the probability tree. So we can write the corresponding probability tree is shown below. So we will show the probability tree here. As at first we have tossed a coin, so we can write here a coin. If we toss a coin, so we will get, in case of tossing a coin, we will get two outcomes. One is head, another is tail. And then when we will get head in the toss of coin, then we have to toss a dice here. If we toss a dice, we will get six outcomes. So we have to write here six outcomes. So six outcomes are, we may get 1 in dice, we may get 2, we may get 3, we may get 4, we may get 5, we may get 6. So we can write here, this will be head 1, head in sample points are head in coin and 1 in dice. Another sample point, that is head in coin and 2 in dice. Another sample point here, that will be head in coin and 3 in dice. Another sample point here, that will be head in coin and 4 will be in dice.
Here will be another sample point. Head will be in coin and 5 will be in dice. Now last one for head in coin. Head will be in coin and here will be 6 will be in dice. So these are 6 sample points, and here we will get, if we get tail in coin, then we throw the dice. If then we throw the dice, we will get 6 outcomes here also. The 6 outcomes are, we have to write here tail in coin and 1 in dice, 2 in dice, 3 in dice, 4 in dice, 5 in dice, 6 in dice. So we will get here tail in coin, 2 in dice. So we will get here tail in coin, 3 in dice. We will get here tail in coin, 4 in dice. So we can write here 4. We will get here tail in coin. So we have to write T here, and 5 in dice. We will get here tail in coin and 6 in dice. So these are our all the sample points, and this is our required probability tree. Here we can write figure, that is probability tree. Probability tree. Dear students, I hope you have understood the probability tree. You have understood the probability tree. Okay, dear students, so how can we write now, or how can we solve question? How can we solve question C now? For this we need to go to question C. Question C, what is question C? Determine the probability of getting tail on the coin and the number divisible by 3 on the dice from the experiment in B. From this experiment we have to determine the probability. Dear students, this, if you look, this is looking odd, I think. You can write H4, you can write H5, you can write here H6. This may make problem for you. You may face problem when you will solve this. You may not understand this. T4, this is T5, and this is T6. T6. So we can write the answer of C now. Answer of C. What is the answer of C? I am writing the solution of C here. Now C. For the solution of C, we need the probability tree in B. So I will not erase this one at first. Okay, dear students, so we can write C. From B we get, from B we get, what will we get from B? From B we get the sample space of the sample space or the total outcomes included in a set, that is known as sample space. Sample space of the sample space of the experiment in B is S equal to, we can write the sample space from the probability tree. Including all this sample point, we will write the sample space. So we can write here H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6 I have written. Now T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 and last one is T6. This is the sample space. As the sample space containing these elements, so these are the sample points. How many sample points here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can write number of sample points, total number of sample points. Therefore, total number of sample points that is equal to 12. I have counted. Dear students, I have written total number of sample points. This total number of sample points means the total outcomes. Total number of outcomes. Okay, now I have to write favorable outcomes. Favorable outcomes of the experiment. That is equal to, here favorable outcomes. To understand the favorable outcomes, we need to read the question again. Read the question. Determine the probability of getting tail on the coin. We need tail on the coin and the number divisible by 3 on the dice. So, here see tail on the coin. T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6. But all of the numbers are not divisible by 3. Here only T3, T6. Here 3 and 6 are divisible by 3. So, we have to take tail on the coin and the number divisible by 3 on dice. So, this will be T3 and T6. These are the favorable outcomes. These are the favorable outcomes. So, total number of favorable outcomes. Now, we can erase the probability tree. Total number of favorable outcomes, that means number of favorable outcomes is equal to 1, 2. So, only 2 favorable outcomes here, we can write 2. So, we can write therefore, the required probability that is equal to, dear students, you know that to determine the probability we have to divide the number of favorable outcomes by the total outcomes. Total outcomes means here total number of sample points, that is 12, that is 12, and favorable number of favorable outcomes is 2. So, if we calculate, we will get here 1 by 6. So, the required probability is 1 by 6. So, we can write the probability of getting, therefore, the probability of getting tail on the coin. Tail on the coin. And the number divisible by 3, on the dice is 1/6. This is the required probability. Okay, dear students, so I hope you have understood the solution of the creative question, and if you can understand the solution of this creative question, you can understand the example 8 also. So example 8 of chapter 14 is given for your homework. This is your homework 7. Dear students, keep practicing at home, avoid by your parents, stay home, stay safe. See you again. Till then, Assalamu alaikum.